So, Bob, what are some of the best practices that one should keep in mind if you're going to take on this kind of solution? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a couple of things. One is the solutioning process is really, really important, and we spent a tremendous amount of time, Gantt charts, aligning all the constituents together, weekly stand-ups to make this work. It was stood up in record time. I mean, quite frankly, when I think back at the complexity of it. But once you've done it once, then as I said, then it becomes a flywheel because we know what we need to do, in successive cohorts. You've got to align the talent with the training curricula for being at Unveiled, the SMEs and the Revachur Associates. It's fit for purpose. So there's a lot of detail in that curricula. There's a lot of detail in the journey that these guys are going to follow, and we want to make sure that we're not giving them useless or wasted information. We're giving them information that's going to be absolutely relevant to, as I said, day one job readiness. And then designing projects, that are real world BNY Mellon, projects that we can implement. That's a kind of a core to everything we do at Revachur in terms of our curricula. Everything we do within our curricula on behalf of a client is customized, and the projects are customized such that, we want someone to know exactly what it means to operate within that environment day one. We don't want them to go through a 3-month, assimilation process. It's just that the productivity of that is very, very low. And then, we want to, as I said earlier, the ability to touch all these different constituents and to bring them all to bear. I think, Paul did a fantastic job, and given his seniority and given his stature within the firm and the workforce that he manages, he made it very, very easy for us. And then, as I said, you want to have a practical application here. You want to be able to show Paul and his management team, what's the ROI, and if you can do that on day one, that's a home run. Right, because there's no skepticism, there's no cynicism at that stage of the game, and if you can continue to prove that with a burgeoning center of excellence, you really have knocked the cover off the ball at that stage. The other thing I do want to focus a little bit on is diversity. So this cohort was extraordinarily. It was about 60% diverse, whether or not people of color, Black, Hispanic American, or female. And so not only did we achieve the location strategy, the diversity numbers were very, very good. And they reflect, I think, Revachur's overall, which is, we have about 3 times the national average within our workforce of people of color. And the reason is because the democratization of our recruiting capability. I like to say D&I is not an initiative at Revachur. It's actually core to our DNA. It's just who we are. Right. It's not an initiative. It's just a natural output of our process. And we work with a lot of minority communities, a lot of interesting groups like 110.org and Thurgood Marshall College Fund and Spanish in Technology. All those things help feed that diversity engine. So.
Okay. Excellent.